Good morning, welcome to my channel. My name's Berenice and they call me Belle for short. Yes, it is morning, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I went to bed about 10 and woke up and then my mind was racing. I didn't pick up my book or anything, so I thought I'm going to make a little bit of a start on the next quilt, quilt top I'm going to make. Now I found a free pattern and it's by Bits and Pieces Quilting. And it's called Mathmagical, and it's this. I think I've seen a lot of people make this. I don't know if she's the actual designer or what, but it is a free pattern, so easy got on the web. I didn't buy it. Excuse me. So cutting squares and sashing around it. It is pretty simple if you are a quilter, but you mustn't take it for granted that everybody's quilters. So I was lying in bed thinking, I'm going to show the cutting. Yesterday that was my quilting group. Yeah, yesterday, forgotten the days. Tuesday, it's now Thursday morning, Tuesday. And some of the women there are not really quilters or the beginning of their journey. And yeah, that's to do things. A lot of them knit and crochet there as well. But they wanted to learn how to cut, so me and my friend Viv, we thought, right, we'll show them how to cut. Yeah, and you take it for granted that people can do this. If they can sew a bit of hexagons together, they can cut with rulers and mats, and they don't. They know nothing. And yeah, it was surprising that even when you showed them, they said, I haven't quite got that. I thought, yeah, see, you take things for granted. So I'm going to cut. Some of my videos I have cut, but I stopped doing that because I thought people are getting bored with it. They get bored with that. Of course, if you're a first-time visitor, which I hope you are and you'll stick around, you won't know this. So don't take it for granted, Belle. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, is cut. So we're cutting 8.5-inch blocks. I've cut quite a few. I've cut enough of that. It's 19 of them. I've written it down. I counted and wrote it down. It's 49. 49 of these oblongs, which are 8.5 by 4, and they were all mixed and matched together because of the way they're cut. I did stick a plain one in there, a couple of batiks, and there's a batik that I got for Christmas. And 4-inch squares. See, there's a green one. I don't know if I put that in or not. And how many of them? It says 48, but I have a feeling it's 49. I think my counting's a bit out of order. And again, there's the batik. I have more of these to do. Obviously, that's not 49 or whatever. So I thought, right, I'll do this bit. Okay then. So the first thing we're going to do, let's get cutting. So I've got a fat quarter here. And it's more or less folded in half. It's the way it came. I pressed it open, but I folded it in half, and I will get 8.5 inches out of this part. So what we're going to do first is these edges are not squared off, so I'm going to take it over the edge of the marking of the mat, right? Just a wee bit. I'm going to put the fold on this line. I'm just checking my cameras because I can't see the screen. I'm using my iPhone. I have got a camera, but I just don't like it. I need to get a better one. But that's beside the point. So, that's overlapping. Don't worry about this at the moment. Let's square that off as well. So, we want that over, and then we want the square 8.5, so we're going to cut it on the 8.5 line, and of course it will be a bit more than 8.5 because that's going to be trimmed there. So yeah, just checking the phone because I keep forgetting. I tried a different stand, and if I put one on the table it wobbles, attached to my table with a clamp, and I have nowhere else to put it. So 8.5. You don't have to go fast. I'm experienced, I know. what I'm doing, roughly. Roughly. So again, so now I know this edge is lovely and straight because I've cut it. And we can put it on the line, on the mat, or you can use the bottom of one of these lines on your ruler and put that on the fold, and that will be the same. So that's nice and straight there, 8.5 bell. As I said yesterday, I was cutting fabric and I cut it 8. I was doing a demonstration of how to cut. So to double check, I can put one of these thick red lines on there. That's straight, 8.5 on the mat. And that's that way. It is better to go slowly. I do tend to whip through them and make mistakes, but nice sharp blade as well. So we're going to do the same. We know that's 8.5, but this isn't it. So I'm going to turn it over because there I can see the two pieces of fabric. See there. I'm not going to move it. I'm not going to move it up. I'm not going to worry about 1/4 inch wastage. That's the least of my worries in life. So again, I want that over. Both sides over, so I've got enough to trim off when I turn it round. There and there. We know these two edges are straight. So again, put it on your 8.5. You can use your ruler as well and it all lines up. My thick red line on the ruler is there. 8.5 bottom here, 8.5 top. And it's on a line there, 8.5, if I look carefully. Okay, I'm just double checking there. As I'm filming, I better be accurate. So put your hand on your ruler flat with your weight down. It is better to stand if you can. It's so much awkward. I can't stand for long, but I have to for this. And gently push straight up. Never pull your rotary cutter towards you. People will be known to cut the leg, and that will make some razor. So that's 8.5, okay? So gently turn it around, and usually when they're folded together, they will stay together. So I'm going to line it up at the edge of the ruler here on the mat, and on the line at the bottom. This is the only time I use the mat as a ruler, because this is 6.5, the ruler, this plastic one. So anything smaller I can do with this, so I always use this. But bigger, you have to do this. Of course you can get bigger rulers, but that's complicating the issue. So again, I've got that on there, bottom line here, and I'll put it on my 8.5 on my mat. And I can't put a line there, I'm just moving it gently because I've got rubber little tiny feet on my ruler, so that's why I'm sort of lifting it. And that should be all square. Flat on there, keep this thumb away and your finger. And cut. Okay, so that's the 8.5. Now I need 4.5 oblongs by 8.5, okay? So again, I know now this is straight because I've just cut them squares off of this. So I'm going to put it on the line at the edge of the map, on there. So I'm going to do it 4, using my ruler this time. You can use your mat, but I'm going to make sure my red line on my ruler is on the fold, 4 all the way up there. That's 1. I know I need 4 of these for if I want to go by the pattern. 4 of these. I haven't got the 8.5 yet, don't panic about that, but I'm cutting a 4-inch width while I'm here. And I'm cutting another 4 because I need 4-inch squares. And you get this out of a fat quilter. There are instructions in the paperwork, in the pattern, to how to cut it from a fat quilter. This is the way I'll do it. I think it's slightly different. There's many ways to do many things. So I'm going to turn it around there. Now I need 8.5, okay? So I'm using the length. I'm just going to look at my phone again. The length of the thing, because I've got more than 4 inches there, see? So that's why I'm using that. Again, that's not quite up the top there, so I'll make sure the 8.5 is well in. I'm using the thick red line on the cut edge. We know this cut edge is fine. There's 8.5, more than enough to muck around with. Put that to the side, flip it around, and again now I've got to put it on the 8.5, so I'm putting the thick line at the bottom. I've got my dash line for 1/2 inches there. This line is at 4 inches. I'm fine. So there's 2 done. And we do exactly the same for the other 2 oblongs. I'm still panicking about a camera. So 8.5, so we want it more than 8.5. Hold on, let's move it. That's my rubber feet on my mat that's doing that. That's what I'm watching. So I got my 8.5, so I want it more to this side, because we're going to cut this excess off. That's that part. Then bits will be kept for a scrappy poster stump or something. So we know the straightest edge. This is the edge we want to cut. So I'm going to put my thick red line on here, my 8.5 mark on there. That's all lined up at 4 inches. Perfecto. Okay, so that's 4 oblongs. Now we're going to do 4-inch squares. We need 4 of them. So I'll put my ruler the same way, the right way. Again, I've got this flappy. You know, that's more than about 1/2 inch bigger, but it's not straight. So I'll put the 4-inch, so it's this side of the one that's nearest you. So line at the bottom, line at the top, the 4 inches over there. Cut. Turn it around, don't move the other bit yet. 4-inch square, boom, 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 cut. And this one we know is all straight, so that's just a matter of squaring it up. Ruler, line, line. And we got these little bits. That's 8 of them, 4 of them, sorry, and we got these bits, you see? Now to make something. And that's on the fold, so that'll open up and do something. See, so they're little bits you can use later on. That's a little bit too thin. Some people keep them as well. So that's how I cut my blocks. Now I'm going to cut some 1.5 inch for the sashing that goes the top and the right of each block. Doesn't matter what size block it is. So I'm going to get my long ruler there, because I'm cutting the length. Usually I would fold, that's it, that's folded in half, it's width of fabric. Usually I would fold it again, but sometimes you get a crease in this double, like if I fold it there in there. And for beginners, this is a better way of doing it. So that's why I'm doing it this way. I had about 3 meters of this, and I had cut a chunk off. So I'm just going to make sure it's straight first. It isn't. So I'm going to put it on the fold at the bottom, down here. Yep. And I'm going to make it a bit. Hold on a minute, I've gone too long. My back's killing me. I should have sat down before I filmed it. So that's on the fold there. So now that's straight. So I'm going to cut it. Actually, I'm going to cut it a wee bit thin, because that's a wastage. But I still want that line on the fold. I think we'll be all right there. And with the long ruler, Again, hold it firmly, keep your thumb out the way, and I do it in stages because it'll wobble. So you move my hand up, get my thumb out the way, move my hand up again, like that. Okay. Just doing down, that wasn't very good, was it? Don't usually do that. Expert work here, see? So, we want 1.5 now. And these will be cut into different lengths, which is, I should tell you right now, I don't think I need to show you that. Maybe one. Let's have a look. 4 inch, 5 inch, 8.5 and 9.5 inches. Right, so that's all lined up. 1.5 all the way down. Gently walk my hand up. Gently, same pressure. You need a bit of pressure. Somebody was asking me at the group, do you need a lot of pressure? You need some pressure. And obviously more pressure. That's fine. More pressure, the blunt of your blade. So it's worth changing your blade. They're not many pennies for each and it's worth it. But we get so lazy, can I be bothered to do it? More to the point. So there you go, 1.5 all the way down, lovely and straight. So I thought I'd show you this at 1 o'clock in the morning. And I'm going to sit down now. So out of this strip, I don't think I'll get my 2 strips anyway. Let me get my piece of paper, see what I'm told. So I want, they're in 2s. So the first one I'm going to do is 4 inch. Make it nice and straight. So 4 inch, that's it there. Next one is 5 inch, and I'll show you why in a minute. Then 8.5 inch, this is the way I'm just showing you. So this is when I turn my rule round, 8.5. You can go by the mat as well if you wanted, but I do it this way. There's only a thin little strip. 8.5, make sure this is okay. Oh dear, moved it. See what I mean? Because my ruler hadn't gripped it. That's my little grippers that are keeping it up off the bed. So 8.5, and the last one be 9.5, and this won't be long enough. This would do a 4. No. Let's have a look. Can we get 4 out of there? Yeah. So we get 4 out of that. Hold on, I've slipped. See what I mean? It's so easy to slip. So I want the line and line there. And my 4 inch pile. Let me get another one. So I want my fold to my right because, as you saw, I got 2 out of that. Let me just make sure, yeah. Do you know what I didn't do? I didn't do the selvage, so that's a bit silly. That'll be alright because it goes to the edge anyway, but I'm going to take it off this time. So I want, let me check, 9.5, so I'm going to make this a bit longer because of that selvage. See, we all make mistakes. 9.5. Turn it around, as I say, it's folded together, so they usually stick together. 9.5. And that's the 4 lengths. Okay. 9.5, 8.5, 5 and 4. So that's how we need to put them together. Hold on, got one wrong. Because one block will go this way. And it won't be a case of turning that around. So it's at the top and then the right of each block. Okay. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to sew them. I need to sew some before we show you getting them together. Well, I've just made this video, just the cutting part of this Mathmagical quilt top. I was going to put the start of the sewing on, but it's a bit long, so it's 20 minutes just for the cutting. But I did want to get that done because there are a lot of people that don't know how to cut with a rotary cutter and a ruler. It's midnight. I thought I'd do a wee bit before I go to bed. My hair's all a mess, so I apologise for that. I do hope you like this little part. So it's going to be 3 parts, okay? This one, the cutting, then putting the sashing around, and then getting the blocks together. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do subscribe if you haven't. Thank you for returning visitors. I really appreciate it. So get the likes and the navigation. Not navigation, is it? It's notification, so you can know when I put my videos, and share. It's a good thing to share as well. So I'm going to say good night now, and we'll see you in the next one.